When you're analyzing data sets, it's going to be important to consider certain factors that could affect your results. So what we're going to talk about today is outliers. All right, so this is very important when you're looking at mean, median, and mode. So the outlier is an extreme value, a high or low. It really is what it sounds like, as a piece of data that lies outside the rest of the data. It's going to be very different than other values in the set. Right? So it's not going to make assumptions to look at a piece of data and go, oh, that's an outlier. So there's an exact formula that you need to use. So a piece of data is an outlier if it is less than your Q1 value minus 1.5 the interquartile range, or if it's more than your Q3 value plus 1.5 times the interquartile range. So what does that look like? So if you have an example of a set of data numbers like this, the very first thing you're going to have to do is calculate the 5-number summary. So you need to get your minimum, your Q1, median, Q3, and your maximum. You find your mean and your mode, and then you subtract your Q3 and your Q1 and find your interquartile range. The very next thing you're going to do is figure out what is the range to determine your outliers. So you take your Q1, which is 55, and you subtract 1.5 times your interquartile range, which is this number up here. Okay? That's the low end number, which when you plug that in your calculator, you get 19. The high end number is your Q3 plus 1.5 times your interquartile range. So that's 115. So as long as the data range is inside 19 to 115, it's not an outlier. If it's smaller than 19 or bigger than 115, it is an outlier. So if you take a look at these numbers, there's nothing that is less than 19 and there's nothing that is greater than 115. So since no numbers fall outside of that range, there are no outliers. So this is the examples that we're going to be doing in class. You first, like I said, you calculate your mean, median, mode, Q1, Q3, and IQR, and you can use your formulas to identify the outliers in the data set. And we will work on this worksheet right here in class.